how to get international troops out of Afghanistan and replace them with local forces. That was the crunch issue being discussed at a 70-nation conference on the future of the war-torn country. One plan involves tempting Taliban fighters to leave the insurgency behind and take up civilian jobs. We are now joined live with our correspondent, Natalia Novikova, who is at the conference in the British capital. Hello, Natalia. As we know, the participants of the conference are to sign an agreement. Which points of the document have been discussed so far?
Well, the conference is one step towards the Afghan security control, and like you said, the idea is to decrease the amount of NATO troops, the number of NATO troops in Afghanistan, while increasing the country's own army. Now, the plan for the next 2 years that was signed today is that the number of NATO soldiers will decrease to 135,000 units, but only if the country's own army accounts for at least 300,000 soldiers, national police and law enforcement. Now, in order to achieve that, the international community will increase financial support for Afghanistan by 50% in the next 2 years. A lot of that money will be used to make a stronger and a bigger army in Afghanistan. Also, in his opening speech, Prime Minister Gordon Brown said that the international community welcomes President Karzai's plan for a reintegration of former members of the Taliban. Now, the plan suggests that any former member of the Taliban who put their arms down and starts living by the constitution of Afghanistan and breaks any ties with Al-Qaeda will be welcomed back in the Afghan community. Also today at the conference, a special fund was established to financially support the program for reintegration that President Karzai introduced. And with all the money talks that have been going on here today, of course, the issue of corruption was high on the agenda because participants of the conference wanted to make sure that the money they are sending to Afghanistan is well spent.
Great. And Natalia, what's the reaction of the participants and media at the conference?
Well, President Karzai, in his opening speech, thanked the international community for help in previous years and seemed to be optimistic about the decisions and agreements that were made here today, as were many other participants of the conference. However, there are some experts who are saying that trying to solve problems of Afghanistan in Western ways is not going to work, and that an attempt to induce Western values in the Afghan society is doomed to fail.
The Americans, in the usual process, they create a problem and now they call on the world to assist them to get out of this problem. Listening to what has been said so far, it doesn't show that there is any seriousness in dealing with the issue, because they're still talking about corruption and what have you, as if these are the causes of the problem in Afghanistan, as if it is not the occupation. This is a usual American tactic whereby it wants to redesign states.
UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon was also very careful in his speech. He said that even if all the agreements made at the conference today will be implemented, there are no easy solutions, and peaceful Afghanistan is still a long way away.
All right, thank you. That was our correspondent, Natalia Novikova from London.